chaps, John here at Microaces, and welcome to the Microaces workshop once again. I've lowered you down a bit so you can't see what's going on behind me. It's chaos. We are currently putting all the kits together for the Hawker Hurricane, which will be we've already started sending out, and I'm now in the process of putting the assembly guide together, the video assembly guide, to help you build this particular kit and get it flying. So the video itself is broken down, or the build assembly guide build is broken down into sequential parts, so that it's easier to follow, and also means that I can make the videos relatively quickly and get them posted, seeing as we had a bit of a delay of around 12 months before we actually got to release this particular aircraft. So I'm now going to get down onto the build board. We're going to open up the kit itself, see what we've got, and then I'll show you how to put it together. Okay, let's go. Welcome to the build board, and as you can see here, we have got the Microaces Hawker Hurricane in its box. You can see it's a 1/20th scale model, superbly detailed, and we'll come to have a look at the detail in a second. And obviously it's designed for radio control. In fact, the kit comes standard with 4 servos and a brushless motor, as well as the prop as well. The receiver that you put into it, connected to your transmitter, is bought separately. In the case of those of you who have pre-ordered the kit, you were offered the chance to get a free receiver, so that should be in the box too. So let's have a look at what we've got. Right, let's open up. It's not a pizza, it's a Microaces kit. Right, there's our little protector card, display card if you like. A bit of bubble wrap to protect the contents, and then we've got an array of parts here. Let's start here. Little pack of let's just have a look at the quick start guide. You've probably had a look at this already if you're watching this video, because at the back there is a QR code to get to the playlist for the assembly guide. And you scan that, and immediately brings up the introductory video and the playlist for the assembly guide, the video assembly guide. So this actually just runs through all of the parts that come with the kit, plus it's got a very useful paint guide as well. We've actually put in some reference numbers for Humboldt, Tamiya and Vallejo paints as well, so that you can more accurately paint, or you can color it however you like. But I shall be going through the painting process within this video, so you can see what I do there. I tend to do a lot more mixing of paints and do it by eye, but this really help get the colors accurate if you so wish. So that's the quick start guide. We've got the little pack here of bits. In here we've got some plywood. We've got the plastics part. If you're previously used to Microaces kits, you will see this and notice that this plastic sheet is very much smaller than the plastic sheets we normally supply, and that's because it really is only the aileron control, or the control horns, both for the aileron and tail feathers. You've also got the hinge parts as well for the control surfaces, and the anchor points for the undercarriage are also within here as well. It's all one colour. We've got in here some bearings for the wheels, magnets, some screws for attaching the spinner to the motor. We've got some push rods in there too, plus carbon fibre for those push rods. Plus we've got some larger carbon fibre for, once again, for the control surfaces. We'll come to show you how that all comes together and also some ballast. So some lead strip there that you may already have come across in our kits. So here we have the Tyvek material. This is all pre-printed and also laser cut. So if you haven't actually built one of our twin engine aircraft, or the last year's Secret Santa, which was the Cricket, then you probably haven't used this material for building model aircraft before. So it'd be quite interesting, and obviously this video will go in depth into how we get the best results when using the Tyvek material. So there's that. The familiar 2mm foam that all of our kits come with. This, you've got a number of sheets. As you can see, there's a lot more on this particular kit than our previous kits that we've designed. So there's lots of assembly going on there, which will please some of you. We've also got a raft of vac form parts. Wingtip, nose, the iconic scoop on the Hurricane, the spinner and spinner attachment part, and we've also got the chin and the canopy as well. This is all done in clear. This has got a protective film on that you can peel off. So things like the canopy, which is clear, you've got a bit of an advantage there. Also, it's an extremely tough material, so that works very well for the areas that are going to come under some fairly tough landings, such as wingtips, chin, and nose. So that all provides a bit of armour for the aircraft. We've got the rather exciting 3 rafts of 3D parts, including the undercarriage assembly, and we've also got the detail parts, so things like exhaust stubs. We've got the pilot in there. We've got some of the internal cockpit details, and also things like the aerial mast, or the antenna mast, I should say. So there's those parts there. Rather excitingly, I didn't know before we started doing this that you could actually 3D print rubber. So we've also got 3D printed tyres. Nice. They even say on the side, what do they say? Dunlop aeroplane. So yeah, so nice and nice accurate wheels, including the tail wheel too. So there we go. Now in this box here, as it says, it's the brushless 2S electronics pack. This, as the standard kit, comes with 4 rotary servos, the aileron Y cable, 2-bladed prop saver and bands, and 3 motor attachment screws as well. So if you've also ordered the receiver, see here, it indicates which one is in the box. If that's blank, then there isn't one in there, or we've forgotten to pop the red dot on. But anyway, opening up, we have got the instructions on how to bind the receiver, and then in here we've got a pack of servos and cables, including a motor extension cable as well. You've got your motor in there, a nice little powerful 2S motor. You've got your 6-inch prop, that's a GWS 6030. You've got a PGO2 tool which allows you to plug your receiver into your computer, so you can set up your your stabilization, as well as other bits and pieces as well. We will take a dive into that later on in the videos, and a the servo tape basically, but we use that for attaching the receiver here to the internal parts of the aircraft. So that's a rundown of what's in the box, and so let me pack this all up and we'll have a look at the tools that are required for putting this kit together. Now, these are all the tools that I've gathered together so far. There may be others that we'll need during the build, but we've got obviously the glues. I would recommend the foam to foam. This is the improved version, and improved to actually make it the best option for gluing Tyvek. So that's really good. And also I've got my my Super Nos on board as well, so which thins the nozzle down to 1 millimeter diameter, so that it's easier to control the glue as it comes out. We've got my Rocket Odorless Foam to Foam CA, which is extremely useful as well. It's great for strengthening up Tyvek as well. If you want a really strong Tyvek structure, then it's really good for that. We've got a precision screwdriver, which will be used later on in the build. Of course, we've got our trusty scalpel, and we'll probably get through a few blades on this build. We've got some tweezers, always extremely useful when building small aircraft. Some pliers. These are probably not the only pliers I'm going to use on the build. These are obviously small and whiffly. I've probably got some bigger ones I'm going to use too. A sanding stick. This especially is going to be useful for when we start cutting out the vac form parts, just to tidy them up a bit. So there we go. We've got that too, and a steel rule. So this is a 15 centimeter one, but obviously if you have a large one, even better. So there's that too. And also paintbrushes. Now, obviously, we've got parts to paint, the 3D printed parts. Some of them will require a coat or two of various different colours, but also the handles are going to provide us with some curvature to shape that Tyvek material too. So very, very useful for that as well. And here we have the Microaces ball stylus tools set, which is invaluable to building with Tyvek. And let me just show you. We have 4 different styluses here, ranging from a very large ball right down to the very tiniest ball there. So extremely useful for shaping the Tyvek before we install it onto the fuselage, and we'll come to see that during the build itself. So if you haven't got one of these packs, or didn't order one with your kit, they are available on our website, but also they're used for things like clay making and cake decorating as well. So it might be that your local hobby store will carry something similar to this if you want to go out and buy it locally to you. So that's pretty much covers all of the tools I think we're probably going to need. If there are any that crop up during the build, then I will make mention of it and show you how it's used. The one thing that we need to actually avoid, funnily enough, that we don't on other builds, is the lighter fluid. Now, as you are probably aware, if you've been building Microaces kits, that things like the foam to foam and also the Yoo-hoo pour that we used to use can be dissolved using the lighter fluid, which is very, very handy. Unfortunately, lighter fluid causes Tyvek to blister and misshape. So it's not advised, unless you are taking two pieces of foam apart, that you use this. Keep this well clear of the Tyvek. There we go. Bit of advice there. A little bit of a tip. So those are the tools we require. So we might as well get started on the build.